Welcome to Quick Shots, a short format traditional archery podcast, where we introduce you to some of the world's most influential traditional archers, and occasionally, some random dudes. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Quick Shots. My name is Mick Chambers. I'm your host, and I'm here with Claire Z. Did I get that right? Hey. Hey, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate this. This is awesome. It's great to have you on the show. I've watched your career, since the beginning, but I think pretty much since the beginning. I love your backstory. I know it a little bit of it, but I'd love to hear from you again what that whole story about how you got into Barebow archery. Can you kind of share that with us?
Yeah, sure. So I started with practical shooting after I moved to Texas 6 years ago, gun shooting. And one day I just decided to go upstairs in the gun range to calm myself down after all the adrenaline rush from gun competitions. And it happened to be an archery range. So I started shooting arrows. I felt relaxed and I liked it. And then I got my whole family into archery. We made quite a few archery friends. Back then, I had no knowledge of archery competitions. I could only gap shoot back then, and they told me what I was doing was called traditional archery in NFAA. And actually, my son and my husband started competing locally before I did, and I just go with them when I have time. And that's how I started. And after I won the first indoor state, I went to Rick Stonebreaker and asked him to coach me. I knew he did not coach a lot and I was nervous, but Rick was super nice to me. So I remember I wrote a very long, sincere email to him to explain my determination in archery, and he said yes to me.
That's not good.
Yeah. I was
amazing.
Super driven. Yeah.
But what's the motivation? It sounds like you've always been a competitor. Like you love competition. Is that what you live, you breathe competition?
Not really. I just think it's fun. Yes. When we moved to Houston, I had nothing to do. I had no friends. So yeah, I just got into it and started competing.
But that's like you know what I'm saying? It's like you started competing, and you're shooting pistols, right? And that's competition. Yeah. You went right for competition there. And then as soon as you get into archery, your family gets into competition, then you start getting into competition. I think we just lost you. There you are. Good. And then so that's to me seems like a real competitor. Have you always been competitive even when you were a child, or?
Actually, I wasn't competitive at all.
Really?
No.
So how come you're so good?
I don't know.
There's got to be a reason. Tell us why. Don't worry about being, just be honest, like I think people want to know how is Claire so darn good? How long ago did you start archery? First of all.
About 3.5 years ago, I think. Yeah.
All right. So no one gets that good in such a short time. And you've been winning for the last 2 years. Right?
For
like anything. I mean, when did you win your first competition in archery? How many years ago?
My first biggest one was back in 2018, and that was my first outdoor national. So before that, I think I just started practice seriously about a year ago, or 6 months ago. Yeah. And I looked at my score. I thought I may have a shot. So I went there, and I've never shot team rounds. I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I went. I got gold for both qualification and elimination. Regan and I, we had a mixed team and we won gold as well. It was a blast.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I think we all watched it. So it was kind of cool. Like it's floating around on YouTube. And then yeah, it's just amazing how you got quick so fast. Like, I mean, there's guys like me that have been, training for, a few years now. And there's just no way we're as close to competitive as you are. And I guess it's kind of what I want to pull out of you today. I want to go, like, what was the process of you getting so good so quickly? Was it just Rick's coaching, or was it, it has to
Uh,
do with you too, right? Your commitment,
Rick,
dedication.
Rick definitely helped me a lot. So I said Rick doesn't tell me what to do at Lancaster, and everybody laughed. So what
Yeah.
I mean was, yeah, what I mean was he guided me, but he has never told me you have to do this, you have to do that. Instead, he explained everything, how things work to me, with his own experience, and let me decide what I want to do. And
Okay.
and also, I think my pistol shooting experience kind of helped, because I think archery is there's something similar, um, between archery and pistol shooting. It's all about, um, release or pull your trigger without moving.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely right. But I mean, your form is so good. It just looks great. And you're rock solid. Like you have good um demeanor, when you get up, like who after just training for like a year and a bit, you're on the stage at Lancaster in front of all
Yeah.
those people. How did you handle that pressure?
Uh, that's something weird about me, because when I'm stressed or, there's pressure, I don't really feel it,
Really?
because everybody says it's mental, because for me it's mostly physical.
Okay.
And sometimes I know I'm nervous, but it doesn't really affect me. Like I can still control my muscles, but my feelings kind of a little bit different, but not much.
Yeah. Hey, so maybe
It's
we'll
good, and
go ahead.
it's both good and bad, because, um um I don't really feel stressed until I started to do weird things, like eating a dozen of donuts.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't seriously, have you ever ate a dozen donuts?
Yeah.
Do you? I love donuts too, by the way. I love them. Love donuts. I could eat a box of donuts, but even when I look at a donut, I put on like 2 pounds. So I've got,
Oh wow.
I'm like, my metabolism isn't very good anymore. Hey, but I want to tie something in. So, tell everyone what you do for a living.
I'm a 911 paramedic. I've been doing it for roughly a year and a half.
Yeah, thanks very much for all the hard work you're doing, by the way, in that. So, and but to me, I would never do it. I would never be a 911, I'd never be a paramedic. The
Mhm.
reason why is it's a stressful job. Every day you go to work, there's a level of stress. There's some incident, right, that happens, and
Yeah,
you have to,
yeah, and you don't know what to expect. Just
yeah.
uh-huh.
I couldn't do that job. And so I don't know if that ties into this. I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'm not going to kind of analyze you, but man, people who can do that sort of job, maybe have the right mentality for, dealing with the pressure of, stepping up to the shooting line and then shooting the best they possibly can shoot. Right.
Mhm.
For guys like me, we feel a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. We get to the shooting line and we just don't perform as good as we do, say, in our backyard. Right. And I think that it sounds like you have that under control.
I like emergency environment, to be honest. And um when there's like critical situations, you still have to think what to do. Like I have to do this first, and then this and that. So I think it helped a lot. And archery's kind of, um, practice pretty relaxing for me.
Okay.
I always say like my job and my archery journey kind of help each other,
Yeah.
because they're both stressful, but they're different stress.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I hear you too. And another key message you said there too is like, well, as a paramedic and, knowing doing some first aid when I was in the military and stuff like that, knowing you have to have a process. You have to follow that process, right? when you get into emergency situation, you have to
Mhm.
triage, right? You have to do all these things, make sure you're
Yeah.
safe before you, help someone else out. So, I mean, it's a process too. And as you're going through your archery, right, you're stepping up to the line. And I want to talk
Mhm.
to you a little bit about this. I want to know what your process is, start to finish. Like when you get to the line, you have your bow in your hand, you're staring down that 50-meter target. What's your process? What's going through your mind?
So I try to keep my shot process simple. And that's one thing I like about Barebow. Um, so because we have two compounders at home and their process is like 20 steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so there are four major things I focus on every time.
Yep.
I call it head, hand, elbow, and back.
Nice.
So yeah, only four things. So I make sure I keep my bow arm up the whole time and my head straight because I have a habit to turn my head away when I feel
Okay.
like it's gonna be a bad shot when I release.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bad habit. And then when I'm pulling, I make sure my elbow is up correctly with and then while engaging my back muscle. So and during aiming, I check my string alignment. I align my string with the riser. So last, I relax my finger and release. And this is the most difficult part. I think everybody would agree.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Go through those four steps again. What are the names?
Head, hand, elbow, and back.
Head, hand, elbow, and back.
Yeah, that's all the muscles I need to control.
Yeah. That elbow one, I haven't heard that before. So you physically rotating your elbow?
No, I mean the my string arm.
Oh, your
Because
string arm.
I have to like keep my elbow up.
Yeah.
If I drop my elbow, my shot's gonna be way up.
Yeah. I haven't heard that on the show, but I'm telling you right now, that is a great piece of advice. I know that, in Olympic archery,
Mhm.
we try and tend to keep that, parallel, right? But I find
Yeah.
barebow guys are a little bit higher up in the air.
Yeah.
They're coming back
And
to
we
their
have
ear.
yeah, and we have high anchor too.
Yeah. And you have a high anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you anchoring?
I anchor at the corner of my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on your cheekbone, on that cheekbone.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
That's what Rick told me because like you have to have a solid anchor and anchor against your bone is the like very solid.
yeah, it's really solid. And
Mhm.
you have a nice release too. I mean, you have a strong release. Well, at least the games I've seen you play, it's a really nice release. So it all looks really good. It all comes together, and for such a short period of time. How many arrows would you say you shoot a day or a week or something like that? Like,
Uh, I try to practice 2 to 3 times a week because I work long hours. Um, I would say about 100 arrows uh, each time, so about 200 to 300 arrows a week.
oh wow, that's good. That's a lot. That's a lot. And so, are you getting ready for any tournaments coming up?
I'm going to the Outdoor National in Richmond this
Cool.
month, like next week. I think
Next
it's
week,
next week.
next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, good luck there. Yeah. So you got to fly in with all your gear and stuff like that. What's it
Yeah.
like? Hey, really quickly, just really quick for my own information, for people who may be listening. How do you fly with archery equipment?
We have a big rifle case. We just put everything in there, and I buy some foam from Joanne,
Okay.
and I cut them like
Oh
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
shape of my riser and limbs.
That's cool. What gear are you using this year?
I'm shooting 25 inches Hoyt Exceed riser with 38 pounds Velos limbs. For outdoor, I pull about 34, 35 pounds at my fingers. And I shoot same riser with 26-pound limbs for indoor.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Mhm.
Really? What, so are you using a really, you must be for outdoor, you must be using a really, really light arrow to get you to the
Yeah,
target. So,
yeah. I shoot McKinney 1050 spine for outdoor with 90 grain tips. It's really really light.
yeah, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So are you aiming point on at 50 yards up against the knock?
But actually, I need to
50 meters?
spring walk a little bit for 50 meters.
Really? That's good. And you're only
Yeah,
pulling 30, would you say 32 pounds?
34 to 35 for outdoor.
Okay. All right. So 35 pounds and you're getting there and you string walk a tiny, tiny bit.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. I would have thought that you'd have to be like, really up against the knock. And I think
Mhm.
I tried it. I have never done 50, so I don't know. I'm not I don't know. I've never shot it. Is it fun to shoot 50 or do you like indoor?
It's different. I think outdoor is more relaxing for me because for indoor, I feel like um, I have to be perfect. But for outdoor, I feel like I can shoot a six and get away from it.
You really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so far down the range though, right? And it's hard to
Mhm.
see the target that far down.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I know you said that. He's like, I can't see that target. I didn't know what I got there the last one on the last round, I think.
Yeah, it's especially with 24 arrows on your target. It's really hard to tell which arrows are yours.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess that's right. Yeah. So how does that
Mhm.
set up? So tell us how that sets up. So you're going to Richmond next weekend. So this weekend coming up, whatever, whenever people are watching this. Maybe by the time, well, we'll get this up soon. But then, so are you expecting to win? Are you going there to win?
I just want to
Yes.
have fun because we had a really bad time at work because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, we run 24 hours nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I can avoid that conversation or that topic. I don't know that some like, it's the archery community, right? I mean, there some people, it's just weird, the whole COVID thing with our
Mhm.
community. Some people are right there with you, and some people are like, not such a big deal.
Right.
But so it's a tough conversation to have, and I try and stay as neutral as I possibly can on these things, to be honest with you. But I, from my perspective, like you're a hero. I love the fact that you're doing this, and you're a hero of mine just because you're just an amazing archer and just a
Oh,
great
thank you.
person, and you have a lovely family. You have a lovely family, and they're there to support you. It seems like.
Yeah, we currently have four archers, and we are about to get my daughter started.
How old is she?
She's 6.
Aw, that's so nice.
Yeah,
That's so nice. What are you gonna get her? Like, is she gonna do compound or is she gonna do?
I want her to do recurve. She's like a princess, and she likes Princess Merida. So we took her to shoot a few times, and she's like a princess. She shoot one arrow. I said, I'm done.
That's it. I'm done. I'm so good
Yeah.
now. It's just that was a perfect shot. I don't need to do any more. That's so funny. That's so fun. Have you ever done? I know this is weird question. Maybe have you ever done 3D archery? Have you ever gone out in the?
Not really. I want to start 3D because I feel like because I like field. I think 3D is more like the field. I think I will like it. And I shot NFAA national the animal round. I really love it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's so cool. Yeah, well, good. I mean, there must be a lot there in Houston, right? Is there a lot of archery clubs or no?
There are quite a few good archery clubs.
And so
Yeah,
do you,
we practice together all the time.
that's good. I had Demer I was interviewing Demer, 2 days ago or something like that. And I was saying, hey, the next thing for you, dude, is longbow and wood arrows. And I'm gonna say the same thing for you. Like, I mean, have you ever tried longbow, wood arrows, doing anything like that? Maybe a different class other than barebow?
I haven't tried yet, but I would love to. Yeah, I want to try compound a little bit because it's easier to hunt with compound bow.
Oh, are you a hunter?
Oh, we went once, and there's no shame to say I missed the rim twice
You missed the
with a compound bow.
well, don't shoot a compound. You don't need a compound bow. You can get, I mean, unless you're going like, I mean, if you want to go, you can hit anything with a recurve. First of all, you personally can hit anything with a recurve. So I do not think that you need to go with a compound bow.
Mhm.
Like you could nail you out to 50 yards, you're hitting, gold, So it's like, that's the kill on like an elk or something like that. But I mean, definitely at 20 yards, you can take out whitetail, they have pigs. They have a lot of pigs out in Texas, right? That's a fun hunt. Going
Yeah, I
out.
may try a recurve hunting bow.
Yes, a recurve hunting bow, but you might have to pull a little bit more weight. You might have to pull a
Yeah,
little more weight, and
I'm
that might
working on it.
yeah. What do
I
you
work out 4 times a week.
you do? Well, you have
Yeah.
to as a paramedic. You got to be in physical fit. You got to be
Yeah,
physically
there's
fit.
a lot of lifting, pulling, dragging.
I used to have a friend who was a paramedic. I'm going to tell you the story. I'm going to keep it in the podcast too. He used to over the radio. I know this is bad, but over the radio, when they called in for someone, they say, "Yeah, you're going to need 2. It's a whale," and that meant like it was a big person, right? It was a big
Yeah.
person because
Yeah.
get him on a stretcher and stuff like that. He took some like strong. You got to be pretty strong for that stuff.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. No, I had no idea. I've seen you in your uniform. I've seen pictures in your uniform and stuff like that. It's hard to tell if you're a police officer or what it is, but but you're a paramedic, and that's pretty awesome, man. So what else you got going on this year? Anything else? Any more competitions?
Yeah, I'm going to the Darrington for the field national. It's going to be my second field tournament.
Hey, why don't you go over, another good thing too, I'd like to hear too from you. Why don't you go over all your accomplishments so far? What have you won?
So 2018 outdoor national and US Open.
Yeah.
In that year, and a month later was the national field. I didn't think I could get ready, but I managed to get my field marks and learn all the rules from Rick. So I made the decision to go the last minute. I call it some beginner's luck. The first day I was about 10 points less than Rick. And the second day, my score was actually higher than his. Actually, my score was higher than all men, including him. You don't beat him very often. So that's always been my goal.
Yeah. Okay. Field is incredibly hard. It's incredibly tough.
Yeah. We push each other all the time.
He's got such a huge advantage over you, like such a huge advantage, because he's shooting a lot heavier bow. Up and downs, don't mean as much to him, or distance doesn't mean as much to him as it does to you shooting a lesser poundage bow. That is a massive accomplishment, Claire. That's massive. That's unbelievable.
I tried some heavier arrows. 2019, I shot Carbon Express Nano, and it didn't work because it's too heavy. When I drop a little bit, the arrow dropped a lot.
Yeah.
But that year was super. The weather was bad. It was super windy and it was raining, and I think it helped me in the elimination.
Really?
Because it's heavier, so it was the wind and the rain affect the arrow less than McKinney.
Right. The later arrow gets blown around a lot, gets moved around by the environment.
Yeah. But that year was really rough. I didn't get enough practice, so I lost the qualification, but I won the US Open.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing. Yeah, congratulations on being, doing such a great job. Hey, if there's a new archer, someone, even me, like what piece of advice would you give to someone like me that's trying to get better at barebow? Like, what's the secret sauce?
So I would say practice with a purpose. if you want to improve or you want to be a competitive archer. So for the past 6 months, I have never practiced when I'm in my best physical and mental condition. I either shot after a 24-hour shift or I shot after my workout because I only have so much time, and I want to get everything done. And I think that's one thing all Barebow archer have to deal with because we have to work in order to support our Barebow journey.
Yeah.
And practicing when I'm tired make me pay more attention to my form and shot process, since I don't have the good feelings that when everything clicks. And I can't rely on my muscle memory because I don't have any when I'm tired. So I shoot more consciously than just throwing arrows down the target. I may not get good scores, but for every bat shot, I knew exactly what I did wrong. And these practice helped me learn how to adjust my form, adjust myself in the tournament.
Interesting. So you're actually advocating for practice when you're actually tired.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't do it purposely, but I had no choice. But and then I figured out it actually helped me a lot.
That's, again, you're saying things that I have never heard on this show before. And I've had some of the great, I've had that Rick guy on here once too, and he talked for like 2 hours. So we're he didn't have, but that's great advice.
Yeah, Rick is different because I told Rick I practice after I work out. So I'm tired, but it's good to practice when you're tired because you have to practice more consciously. You have to go through your shot process, make sure you engage the right muscles. And Rick's different. He would practice and then go work out.
Really?
We've had that talk before.
Honestly, that is really cool. That's really interesting. Hey, if people want to get hold of you, or they want to say congratulations, or follow you, where can they do that?
They can find me on Facebook. Just shoot me a message through Messenger, or find me on Instagram.
Okay, what's your handle on Instagram?
I think it's ClareBear5225.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's pretty cool. Hey, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate you coming on and telling us all about you and getting to know you a little bit. This is the first time we met, so I really, really appreciate this. It was really nice of you to do that.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's so nice to have you, and it was so fun talking to you. So I really appreciate it. And for all those people that are listening, go give her a follow on Instagram. Follow her. She's going to be shooting this weekend. I'm sure that someone's going to be covering it. But that 50-meter game is really cool, and you're really good at it. So can't wait to see how you do. And I hope you do really, really well. So thanks, everyone. Take care. We'll talk to you next time.